What's up, everyone? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com. My name is Jeff Spiegel, joined by Daniel Starkand. Daniel, got a quick one to start the day. John Morosi just tweets that the Minnesota Twins are in conversations around starting pitcher José Berríos, that multiple teams are involved, but the two in particular he names are the Dodgers and the Padres. This is a guy you and I have discussed previously. He's a 27-year-old. He's a high-end pitcher with a little bit of team control, under contract through next year. Do you think this is real, or is it possible this is a little bit of a smokescreen from either the Twins or somebody else?
I mean, anytime you see both the Dodgers and Padres involved, there's got to be at least some sort of smokescreen in there. Like you said, it's probably coming from the Twins getting those teams
Yeah.
to both up their offer because, like, Barrios is a really good pitcher. I wouldn't consider him a true number one, but like if he's your number two, like he's one of the best in the game, I'd say. And if any team who acquires him that's an impact move right there. Like we've talked about starting pitching a lot. We're going to talk about starting pitching even more. And kind of looking at the starting pitching landscape, like we're not exactly sure who's going to be available. Like if Max Scherzer's available, yeah, he's probably the best guy. If Luis Castillo becomes available, which is unlikely, he's right there with Scherzer, probably the second best guy. And then
Yeah.
right after that is Berrios at 3. So if those first two guys don't get moved, then Berrios could be the best guy available here. And when you're looking at a division race that's as close as the NL West, we see the Padres are already making moves here. They just got Adam Frazier last night. If they add Berrios to that rotation, that starts to look pretty scary. So if you're the Dodgers and you're looking for starting pitching yourself, and you see
Yeah.
that the Padres are interested in the same guy that you're interested in, that's could perhaps get you to up your offer just a little bit, you know?
Yeah, as soon as I see Padres and Dodgers, it feels like, hey, maybe the Padres are kicking the tires and the Twins want everybody to know that the Dodgers are interested too,
Yeah.
in hopes that AJ Preller would overspend, or vice versa, maybe in hopes that they could get Andrew Friedman to overspend. Let's talk about Berrios. I threw out the comp last time just from a quality perspective of Julio Urias. I think he's in that category, that tier. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I actually like that comp. As far as, again, just to give Dodger fans a sense of what kind of pitcher are we talking about? As I said, Berrios 27. He's under contract through next year. He's got an ERA around 3.5. He's averaging 6 innings pitched per start. So when you talk about guys that are going to get you innings and length and protect your bullpen a bit, Berrios is that. Hasn't really missed any starts dating back to 2017. ERA under 4 or under 4 every year for the past 5 years. The StatCast stuff, not really amazing, but he's kind of league average to above average. And so if you're the Dodgers, how interested are you in a guy like José Berríos? Again, you and I are going to record in a little bit, a longer show where we talk more in depth about some of the trade targets that we like. But how do you feel about sort of this tier of the market? A guy who's going to cost you probably at least one top 100 type prospect, maybe two, or one top 100 prospect and a handful of lottery tickets underneath it. Is that a tier of the market that if you're the Dodgers, you're interested in exploring?
Yeah, I mean, I like Berrios a lot. You mentioned he's got another year of control, so it's not like you're just getting him for this year only. And that's big because when you look at the Dodgers starting rotation beyond this year, Dustin May's probably going to be out most, if not all, of next season. Trevor Bauer is probably never going to pitch for the Dodgers again. Clayton Kershaw is a free agent. Some of these other young guys, they're coming, but who knows, if they'll be here, like Ryan Pepio, Josiah Gray, who
Yeah.
who is here now, but I don't know if you could count on him to be a complete member of the rotation next year. Maybe we'll see. But so that's why I think Berrios is definitely appealing, just because, like you said, he's 27. He's in the prime of his career. You get him for this year and next year, and then obviously you go from there. With that being said, though, I don't know if I like him enough to get into like a bidding war with the
Yeah.
Padres or whatever other team. Like I think I'd be comfortable giving up one of the Dodgers' top prospects, a top 100 guy. I don't think I'd be willing to go to 2 for Barrios. I think there's like a Luis Castillo, or if you're looking at position players, if I think there are some tweets out there that Trey Turner might become available.
Yeah.
There's been some tweets that Jose Ramirez might become available. Those are the guys that I'd be willing to give up the farm for. Not everyone, obviously, but like
Yeah.
pay a big time package for. I don't know if Barrios makes that list. Like he's definitely good, but I don't think of him as that true ace at the top of your rotation that, like, yeah, let's give up everyone for this guy, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
it's one of those things where you fast forward and you say, okay, when we get to October, where does this guy slot in? Obviously, Bueller's your game one starter. You're hopeful
Right.
that Clayton Kershaw is back in your rotation as your day two starter. Then you've got Urias, who you've got to decide starter versus reliever. Maybe adding a guy like Berríos. Berríos, apologies if I'm mispronouncing that name, but adding
Yeah.
him maybe frees you up to put Urias back in the bullpen
Right.
versus if you go a tier below, then Julio's got to be a starter. Although he's pitched so well that it feels weird to not have him as a starter. And then a
Yeah.
fourth game, if you needed it, you sort of patch it together. Gonsolin, Josiah Gray, David Price, some combination of that. And so, yeah, I don't know if a package as expensive as it would cost to add him for a year and a half is really worth it. As you said, there's going to be a bidding war for these guys. I like the fact that there's team control, but I also don't know if the need is so great that the Dodgers need to overspend here. You know, as we're going to talk about later, my preference would be an innings eater type guy, a guy that can get you 5 or 6, be league average, and then sort of ride into the playoffs with Buehler, Kershaw, Urias, Gonsolin, and go from there. So who knows?
Right.
We'll see what happens. There's going to be tons of these rumors come out. As we've said in the past, the Dodgers are always going to be one of the teams linked because of their prospect capital. If other teams think they're competing against the Dodgers, the price immediately goes up, and especially if that team is the Padres or another team trying to compete with them in the National League. So as I said, Daniel and I are about to record an hour-long show that we'll post later today, so be on the lookout for that. Included in that is our top 3 trade targets. If we could make 3 trades, which would those 3 trades be? We'll do stock up, stock down, our normal weekly recap, as well as a preview of the 3-game set against the Giants that we've got coming up. So make sure to check that out. Check Dodger Blue 1958 on social media for all the latest updates on trade rumors, actual trades that go through, that kind of stuff. So we appreciate you joining us. We'll see you later this week. That's Daniel. I'm Jeff. We'll talk to you soon.
The best team holding a trophy high in the air. The Los Angeles Dodgers, champions of the baseball world.